how to create a lip-sync exercise using TupiTube Desk? Stay with me and I will show you. Hi, this is Gustav, the developer of TupiTube. Welcome to our channel. In this video we are going to make a very basic lip-sync exercise using the new feature of the latest version of TupiTube Desk. The sentence we are going to use for this exercise is quite simple. Hello everybody! That's it. But why so short? Well, from my own experience I have learned that starting with a basic exercise is the best strategy to learn new skills. So I want to give you the same advice. If you want to start making your own lip-sync exercises, please start with no more than 1 or 2 words. If you pick a long sentence in your first try, it is very possible that you get frustrated due to the complexity of the challenge added to your lack of experience. Okay, let's start. First step, create the audio. The first asset we need to make our lip-sync exercise is an audio file containing the voice we want to use. Now, there are several ways to get this audio. 1. We can download an audio file from the internet with the voice ready to use. 2. We can use a voice recorder software from either your cell phone or computer. One popular tool you can use is Audacity. It is a free software and it's full of handy features and effects. And 3. We can use the microphone tool included in the latest version of TupiTube Desk to record your own voice. This time I'm going to use the microphone tool, just to show you the way it works. So let's do it. First, I'm going to open the library panel and pick the option Audio File. Second, from the audio dialog, I'm going to click the Record Audio tab and then to click the red button to start recording my voice. Remember my sentence, hello everybody! From the same dialog, I can play the audio to check if I got the result I was expecting or if I want to try it again. And that's it. Now that I have the audio file, I have 3 options to import the voice as part of my lip-sync project. 1. I can click the OK button to include the audio record into the library panel. Once the record is imported, I can right-click the sound item and from the pop-up menu, I just have to pick the option Open Lip-sync Editor. 2. From the audio dialog, I can click directly the Open Lip-sync Editor button located at the bottom of the dialog. This is the shortcut that allows us to import the audio and open the lip-sync module at the same time. 3. Let's imagine that I downloaded an audio file from the internet and I want to start working on it directly from the lip-sync editor. All I have to do is to open the lip-sync module from the left side toolbar. It is the button with the macaw icon. Once the option is enabled, a panel will be displayed on the right side of the interface. Right there, I should click the plus button to open the lip-sync editor. A big dialog will show up. Now, if I click the Open button at the top toolbar, I will be able to import any audio file to start my lip-sync exercise. Following any of these 3 options, I will be ready to start working on the lip-sync record of my project directly from the lip-sync editor. Now, let's take a moment to describe the main parts of the lip-sync editor. The dialog is composed by these elements. A top toolbar with the options to import, play and stop the current lip-sync audio file. Additionally, it provides options to zoom in and zoom out the wave chart of the audio file. B. A wave chart to display the audio file in a visual way. This component makes easier to seek the words of the audio through the file. C. In the right side of the dialog, you will find a drop-down list with a set of 5 predefined modes you can use for your own exercises. Also, it provides an option to import your own customized modes in case you want to use a design of your own creation. The set of modes must be stored in the same folder. and you can find a reference of the shapes you will need by clicking the Mouth Examples button located in the right panel of the libsyn module. Note: pay attention to the name of the shapes, because you have to use the same names for your mouth files. Their graphic format can be PNG or SVG. To make things easier for us, we are going to pick a predefined mouth set. D. A text input field to set the name of the libsyn record, so you can recognize it easily in case you need to modify it in the future. E. A numerical input field to set the initial frame where the libsyn record should start. F. A text input field to set the words of the sentence included in the audio file we just imported. Remember, in this case the sentence is "Hello everybody." Note: when you type your text, ignore all the punctuation marks. They are not required by the libsyn editor. G. A text drop-down list to set the language you want to use. Right now there are only two options: English and other languages. Nevertheless, we hope to enhance this feature in the middle term. H. The breakdown button allows you to reset the libsyn configuration of your text in case you want to start again the whole process from the beginning. Second step. Let's add our voice text. Now I'm going to type the words of my audio file within the spoken text field. Hello everybody! Notice how the words that I type start to show up on the wave chart. If the word is recognized by the software, it will appear in a yellow box, otherwise in a red box. Once I have finished, let's play the audio to understand what's going on. Hello everybody! As you could notice, at this point the synchronization of the words doesn't fit the audio. So let's fix it in the next step. Third step. Adjusting words and phonemes. By playing the audio on the libsyn editor, we'll always be able to check if the audio and the libsyn movements are working together and in the right way. Of course, the first try never works in an accurate way. So we will have to fix it by adjusting the words on the wave chart by dragging and dropping the borders of the word labels until we find the right positions for every word of the sentence. This process will include to play the audio file several times to check which words are already working and which words need more adjustments. Once we have all the words set in the right place, it's time to check the phonemes position for every word. The phonemes are those little pieces made by one or two letters representing a basic voice sound and placed in the light red boxes at the bottom of the wave chart. Concluding, words are made of phonemes. The phonemes can be fixed by dragging and dropping them in the same way we did it previously with the words. So we will keep playing the audio and fixing the phonemes until we consider everything is okay. Note: a very useful resource to adjust words and phonemes in an efficient way is to drag the mouse over the timeline of the wave chart. This action will play the audio frame by frame, helping you to recognize the exact frame where a sound starts and the exact frame where it ends. Note: currently, not all the English words are supported by the libsyn module. When a word is not supported, it will appear in a red box. For those cases, you will have to select the right phonemes for that word manually. This is the procedure you have to follow for every word. Right-click the word on the red box you want to fix. A dialog will show up with the set of mouths you choose from your libsyn record. Select the mouth shapes, which means the phonemes you want to use to fulfill that word. The order matters, so the sequence of phonemes has to make sense to represent the word. While you pick the phonemes, you will be able to see how the structure of the word appears in the field at the bottom of the dialog. Once you're done, just click on the OK button and keep fixing the next word. Let's try an example with the word hello. I'm going to clean the current values and choose these phonemes. E, L, O, U. Hello. Take a look at the test field to see the final result. And that's it. Using this method, you will be able to set the phonemes for every word, even for made-up words. Remember that you can edit and adjust each word as much as you want to. Note, if for some reason you try to save a libsyn record with empty words, thus in the red boxes, then the libsyn editor will show you a warning message until you fix all the incomplete words. Now, as I mentioned before, we can pick any of the predefined mouth sets available on the editor. So let's try some of them to find out how they look. Hello everybody! Hello everybody! Hello everybody! Hello everybody! Hello everybody! Fourth step. Let's create the libsyn record. Once we have tested our libsyn exercise and we consider it is done, all we have to do is to click the OK button to import the libsyn record into our animation project. That's it. Now let's take a look at the preview player to watch the advance of our project. Hello everybody! Note, remember that you can edit your libsyn records as much as you need to, using the Edit button at the right panel of the libsyn module. Fifth step. Try the Mouth Editor feature. As you already noticed, once we import a libsyn record, the mouth is set in the middle of the workspace. But what if we need to place it at another position into the scene? Well, in that case we will need to use the Mouth Editor option at the right panel of the libsyn module. It is the third button from the left to right, so let's do it. Once you open the Mouth Editor, you will be able to apply 3 different transformations to the mouth of your libsyn exercise: position, scale, and rotation. This feature works in the same way the Object Selection tool does, so it will be easy to use for you. Now, something very useful about the Mouth Editor is that you can modify any of the mouths of your libsyn exercise in any of the frames. For example, I can pick the frame number 10 and change the position of the mouth right there. But there is more. Any transformation I apply to a mouth from a specific frame will be applied to all the rest of the frames from the next one to the last one. Note, this transitive property only works forward. I mean, the transformations only are applied to the next frames. If you take advantage of this feature, then you will be able to animate the movement and behavior of your character's mouth through the whole scene, in case that you need it. As this is a very basic demo, we won't use the Mouth Editor this time, but be our guest to try it in your own exercises.
Oye amigo, ¿qué te pasa?
Sixth step. Adding a context to the scene. Okay, at this point we already finished our libsyn component, but our exercise is still incomplete. We need to give some context to the scene, which means to add a background and to finish the rest of the body of our character. Having the whole scene done could be a long and demanding task. That's the main reason I always suggest to start a short audio file containing no more than 1 or 2 words. For this specific case, I'm going to use the static background to draw a landscape and the rest of the character. It's not a fancy strategy, but my main goal in this video was to show you how to use the libsyn model, and I think I achieved it. Anyway, let's take a look at the final result. Ta-da! Hello everybody! Hello everybody! In case you make your own libsyn exercises, please share them with us and post them on our community platform, TupiTube.com. We will love to watch them. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you have learned a lot about the libsyn feature watching this TupiTip. And please don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. That's the best way you can support our project. Now it is time to say goodbye. Keep animating and see you in the next video.